Which year? Because when I read aloud, I didn't even have it on my word. It
Come
looks like
again,
some
please.
of the features are different from mine. Mine is 2016. I don't know if yours.
Mine is 2021.
Someone who really loves you will do these
Is it a
four
paid subject?
things. Number one,
No, it's
they
not.
are
Um, sorry, I got distracted. Please, can you repeat the question again?
Uh, I was saying I didn't have some of the things that like I didn't have read aloud on my word. So some of the features are not.
Oh, okay. Is it possible you can share your screen?
Uh, okay.
Okay, let me stop sharing. If not, we can arrange backstage and get you a new version if possible.
Okay.
Okay, so you should call it. Okay. Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay. Very good.
Oh, okay, I see. 2016. Okay,
Yes. So the read aloud was not there.
it's not there. Okay, so um, yeah, you can. Are you on WeChat?
Yes, please.
Okay, so you can connect with me backstage so that we sort this issue out. Okay, we can
Okay. Thank
upgrade your
you.
Microsoft so that it's okay.
Hmm. Thank you so
Mm,
much.
welcome. All right, so let me reshare my screen again. Even I'm sure the others will have more features than I do because mine is not the latest. Yes, so I think the more the later version, the more the features. Okay, so ruler, you can show your ruler before it was not there. So you can show your ruler, you can read side by side, you can show multiple pages in one place, one page, you can zoom in and all that. You can switch windows from here. And I think that is all I want to see from here. Okay, sometimes also you want to kind of put it in different modes, read mode. That's like the PDF, how do you call that thing? E e-reader or something. Yes. And then you can tag between two different modes of reading. You can also do the web layout and yeah, for maybe for different reasons why you want to do that. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our Microsoft Word class. Any questions? Navigation page, maybe. Yeah, you can show that. Any questions? You can ask questions across, but there's something you know about Word or something that's bothering about Word you want us to tackle before I move on to another, something that's still not solved. Anyone with such an issue?
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, please. Mine is about saving. It's from the two previous classes where we
Hmm.
were inserting the equation. There was a part where you saved the equation somewhere. when I was doing it, I was having difficulty.
Okay. Hmm. This particular question, I don't want to address it because you can easily go onto the YouTube channel and then rewatch the video. I think that will help us save time, okay, so that we are not being drawn back. We have to move forward, right? But how to save the equation, I think I repeated it so many times in the video, so you can just go on the channel and then just watch it. Hope that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, it's quite easy. So you can just play, pause, and then replay, and then yes, it's very easy. All right. Any other technical question? Something so difficult you want us to address? Unusual space in some of the text. Yes, this particular issue has so many approaches of dealing with it. It depends on the type of unusual spacing we have. I also checked, and I also do face them. So I will not want to give a general solution here on stage, but I'll put some of them in our WeChat group so that it gives you a fair idea of what to do and which scenario you use what. I think that would be better because if I want to go into that, I can't cover all. There are so many different types, and it could be because of different reasons. So I'll put that on the page just after the class. So many distractions today, sorry. Please, my undo and save buttons or tab don't show at the top. How do I save that? I had to create a group and add them, but undo and save buttons or tab don't show at the top. Okay. Okay. So if you look at the tab, hopefully I think what you mean is the ribbon. The whole side that has the gray side is called the ribbon. It doesn't stick. So what you can do is you can customize the ribbon, you can collapse the ribbon. So like this, I think this is what you are facing. If this is not what you are facing, you can take a snapshot and put it, or just open your mic, or we'll share your screen that we can see. You can collapse your ribbon, which may happen. It can happen, right? Mistakenly, you just did that. So how do you do that? Anyone has an idea? Now I don't have my ribbon here. What do I do? I've collapsed it by mistake. Can anyone help me reinstate it? Not that. Okay, Lydia, can you share your screen then?
Hello,
Yes.
please. I'm talking about this side.
You don't have the,
The undo, save, those remains.
okay, so let's see. You can right click and let's see. At that side, right click and let's see. Okay, that doesn't work. Hmm. Let's go to the home button and let me see.
It's the new group I created to add them up. But if it's possible, I wanted to add it to the top side.
Okay, so right click on the white space, maybe after the adding on the right, extreme right. Yes, you can right click there. Let's customize the ribbon if possible, or show quick access toolbar. Okay, so you want to put in what and what?
Save, undo, and redo.
Save, undo, and redo. So you can scroll down and let's see. Save. So you see save there. Save down. Click on it. Okay, and add it. Because command needs to be added to custom groups. Okay. Okay, cancel. You can cancel. Let's see.
Okay.
Yes,
I think show quick access to bar should resolve it.
should help it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So right click again and let's see.
And then select quick
No.
access. Show quick
Oh, where
access.
you went before. Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you so much. Save me time. All right. So, okay, maybe you can leave it there so we don't waste time. Any other question using Lydia's screen? I think these ones are nitty-gritties. We can solve them along the way. Any question on Word? That's my question. If you have a question on Word, I'm a bit distracted today. I don't know why. Any question on Word? Let's move on. Let it flow. If it's something I've addressed before, then I will not answer it. That's what I want to say. You can just go quickly to there. There are 6 videos already online waiting for you to review them. As a reviewer, as a facilitator, I always review my videos before class, and I always hear the silence so loud. So today I want to ask questions. After 6 lessons, there should be something you'd want to ask about Word. Yes. It's quite, I'll not say depressing, but I'll use the word depressing, that you speak to over 20 people every week and there's no feedback. It's quite, yeah. So I want feedback. Any questions on Word? The challenges you face that causes the rejections, please let them out. Don't feel shy. Ask. Okay. If not, I'll apply and tell the academic team I can't continue teaching. I'm being honest here. I can't teach Word and then there are no questions, and I'm expected to move on to PowerPoint and Excel and others. It's very discouraging. So please, feedback from the students. Yeah, I'm getting the messages now. Yes, feedback from the students. I'm done with Microsoft Word. What questions do you have for me?
Doc,
Yes,
okay, I have a question.
yes, ask your question.
How to apply 1.5 inches spacing?
How to
Apply 1.5 inches spacing.
spacing. Okay. Your question is well noted. I'll address that. Any other question? Because we are coming
No.
to do a practical today, so please ask the question. In the practical, I'll run very fast because I'm assuming that everyone here can be able to do it. You'll be able to do what I'm coming to do today. We are taking someone's PhD's templates and then trying to replicate it. So I'll move very fast. So I'll not have time for a lot of repeat. No. If you want to repeat, go to the YouTube channel. But I want to ask, if you have any question before, please ask now. Don't copy from AI and directly paste into your work. Okay, so copy and paste. I'll try and address that. Okay, let's say I copy some text from somewhere. There are so many options of pasting it. Okay, so Control C, and then you have your pasting options. You can keep the source formatting, right? Which is what you should not do if you are copying from ChatGPT. Don't keep the source formatting. Okay, unless for some specific reasons, maybe you want to copy the equation as it is and all that. But even if you do that, it will still mess up the equation. So don't keep the source formatting. So whatever is coming from ChatGPT, encoded background and all that, don't use it here, okay? Just move to the next one, which is merge formatting. So the formatting that is already here in your Word template is what you are coming to. Now obey the new rules. Where you are coming from ChatGPT, don't bring your ChatGPT rule. Use my local rules, which is merge formatting. You can also paste as a picture if necessary, but at most, when you are dealing with text, then keep it text only. So that whatever formatting, bold, yeah, sometimes annoying, you have to reformat and all that, but it's safer if you keep the text only. In that case, it helps you to remove some of the extra formatting, as ChatGPT will do. It will highlight some words and leave some out, bolding some words and all that, okay? So that's for copy and pasting. The question on 1.5 spacing, there are two ways you can do that. And now I have to restore my a minute. In the comment section, when you are done resolving your comment, how do you remove your comments or indicate that it has been resolved? Okay. So I'll address that one too. A minute. Oh, okay. What's happening to me today? My machine is also ringing somewhere. Anyway. Where?
Yeah, please. Okay, I have a question.
Hmm. Go ahead. Whilst I
Yes,
try and
I
solve
don't know
it.
whether you would take us there. You know, on the taskbar, another view, we have a macro there. What do we use it for? What do you use that particular tab for? Macros.
Marcos. Okay.
Yes. And the property, I don't know what that property is also used for.
Okay. So let me address the earlier questions and then I'll come back to this particular one. So let me share my screen again. Some people are new in the class, so I have to be patient. Okay, so the question about, hopefully you can see my screen, but it just draws us back. We've just wasted 1 hour on nothing. Okay, so the issue about solving and saving an equation, I'm addressing it. So insert equation, you insert your equation here. You can do that. Hopefully you can type all your equations. Okay, now you go to insert, go to table, a 3x1 table, right? This is what we agreed on. You can use different formats as well. You try and then make as much space for your numbering and then the equation as much as possible. We also said we'll do 3 dots. If you don't want the 3 dots, that's fine. Now you have your parentheses. What do you do next? What do you do next? Those who are here and can remember. Okay, so I'm speaking to myself. All right,
No,
so
you are
I'll go
not.
to
You are
insert,
not, Doc.
and I'll go
Insert.
to quick path. Yes, quick path, and I'll go to field, and then I'll go to sequence because I want to sequentiate my equations. And then I'll type equations, right? Then I insert my equation 1. Good. Now I want to save this template, or I can say I'll copy this particular equation here and put it in the middle. Okay, so this will be my format. If I want to replicate this equation, then I'll keep going on 1, 2, 3, and then I'll highlight everything and then update. This part should be clear. Now I want to save the template of the first one as my equation. So what do? I still go back to my quick paths. You can also save it under equation, but I'll not advise that. You can save this template under equation. It's possible, but I don't advise that. That if you go to equation, and then you save to equation gallery, but that's not advisable. I rather advise that you save it, highlight the equation, and then go to quick parts again. The first time you use field, but this time you save it to quick parts gallery, and then you name it the equation template. Okay, and that's done. So you have all these as equation templates. Anytime you want an equation again in the document, you can go back to insert the same quick parts area, and then you find your equation template there, and then you can use. Okay, that solves the first question. I'm not leaving any question unanswered. Okay, so I have a lot of text written. The second question was about spacing, which I think is quite basic, but let me still answer it. You highlight the text, go to the home button. Sorry. Oh. Okay, so you go to the home button or home tab, sorry, and then you see something like a double arrow. So that's line and paragraph spacing. So you can find 1.5 easily there. And then if you want to use other ones like 2.0, you can also do that. If you don't like this one, you can go to layout, and then you can use spacing here. But this kind of spacing is a bit tricky if you are not used to the point system. So that's why I advise the home, and then it's easy for you, 1.5. You can do that. The other question was about, let me see, before I come to the last one that was asked. Okay, there's a comment that is given, I want to resolve. I can delete or show that it's done. Okay, so in this particular text, there was a comment given to me by the reviewer or by my supervisor saying, Bruce, check this spelling. Okay, so that's what my supervisor is saying. Okay, so I can reply to the supervisor and say, okay, corrected. So I corrected the spelling, and then I leave it in the document. Once I save it and I send it back to him, he will see that this particular part has been addressed. But if you want to make sure that maybe to go under multiple rounds, you can resolve it. So once you resolve it, it kind of fades away, right? And then if you want, the supervisor says, okay, he has read and you've seen, okay, corrected. But just like I've done it, it's still not corrected. He will reopen it, okay, and then send it back to me, save it and send it back to me. So you resolve, reopen, reply, resolve, reopen, reply, like that. If it's resolved, means you are done with it. The next person will open it to see that you've resolved it, and then he will reference to see if really you have resolved what you are saying. But if you have not resolved it, you can reopen it again, save it, and then say, reply also to me. He will reply in his document, so it will be his name, and then you say, Bruce, it is still not done, or something like that. And then you go back and forth. Hopefully that solves the problem, that question. Then under macros, macros are, how should I put it? Things like the way it's kind of like Excel, right? Or as the old system used to use the virtual basic. So systems like Zotero, the Mendeley's, they use those kind of macros. So a macros is like, maybe in programming, we'll call it a function. So it's a function that you have saved over and over and over, and you always call that function and use it. Okay, so let's go to view, and then let's say macros, depending on which one you are or which one you have already under your system. So you can view the macros that are there. I have Zotero. For me, I have Zotero. So it depends on what you have, and then you can activate those macros. They are just functions. Okay, specific functions that do specific things. For the properties, so you can also create your own macros depending on what you want to do. So properties goes back to here. If you remember, when we're doing the file tab, I saw that there are things that you want to inspect. right? You can inspect if there are some problems with the document and all that. So the properties of the document, who saved it, number of pages and all those things. That's what the properties in there mean. Okay. Hopefully I've been able to address all the questions. Let me go to the
Yes.
chat box again. Yes.
Yes, but there's another one too as well. I
Mm,
don't know, maybe we go to chat box. Yes, you see, most often than not, when you're reviewing some paper, some
mm,
manuscript, you see they have index paragraphing.
mhm.
They
Yes.
and some, yeah, some too they just use the spacing to use as a paragraph.
Yes.
What's the rationale for? Because most of Chinese, especially, sorry, I don't know it to be recorded. Okay, most of the
Mm,
work that comes from it, they use index paragraphing. Is
mhm.
it something that is commonly used here?
Yes. For that, I'll say it's not like a standard, but it depends on the knowledge. Okay. So some people prefer the index, some people prefer, because I've worked with two different people who have different approaches to what you are saying. Okay. So I think it's just about which group you are in and kind of brings out that particular culture. But how should I answer this? Well, like you said, depending on the document that you receive and who is writing it, you know what kind of knowledge they have about that. But if not as a real answer to what you are saying, but let me give you an example. A lot of us, when we are using, even let's say, for example, use Zotero or Mendeley, after we are done, how many of us switch off the citations? We unlink the citations. How many of us do that? Anyone? I don't know if you understand even the question I'm asking. So let's say I use Zotero and then I in text cite my work. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have my reference list at the bottom, right? After I'm done, usually we just save it because you realize that when you come back and then maybe the reviewer asks you to make some changes, once you refresh your work, you can quickly move on, right? But the best practice is to unlink the citation so that or save it in a format that if someone clicks that reference, it's not active. It's better that way to prevent some of the formatting issues from the journal side. Okay. And then when you receive it back, that's why I always say make a copy of a copy. So you have the final copy, and then you have the final copy's copy, right? Where you've unlinked some of the citations and then you send it. So everything there is like word typed. Even the references that were generated from the Zotero or Mendeley or EndNotes will still be like normal text. They are not like hyperlinks and all that. It's not active. And this makes it look like it's reference, like just a text, so that when it gets to the publisher's end and all that, and then give their comments and then you bring it back. Even some publishers make sure that they'll tell you, make sure that it's unlinked, okay? So that it makes their work easy for them. Maybe at the final stage where it's accepted, you are submitting the final proof, then you can choose to, well, it still doesn't matter whether it's linked or unlinked. I'm not saying if it's not it's still linked, it will cause, it is not good. It's just maybe sometimes cause problems for the one on the other end to use it. Okay, so maybe not a good answer, but how do you unlink? Okay, this one is from reference manager class. Okay, but let me do it. Since today I'm answering your
Yeah,
questions.
so okay, maybe when you are
Okay,
done.
so let me resolve and then delete. I want to delete. Yes, there are no comments here. So I am using Zotero as an example. So add citation. Okay, my Zotero is not. Okay, add citation. Oh, today my document seems okay. So let's say I'm using full. Yes, as I'm using for as an example, and I'm using my own work. Okay, so let's say this one. Okay, then let's say somewhere in the document I have another one. I'm doing self-citing. Anyway, so let's say this one. Okay, and then let's say I have another one somewhere. Well, why am I even leaving space? I can just do all at once. Okay. All right. Okay, let's take these 3 citations, and then I have my references list somewhere here. So I'll add my bibliography. Okay, so after I'm done, I have my references list here. You can see on link citations just at the top here. On link citation, that's for Zotero. So you just unlink the citations. Removing field codes will prevent Zotero from updating citations and bibliographies in this document. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. Okay. Okay. So now when I click on this text, it's like a normal word text, not from Zotero again. This may come in handy, especially when for some reason this particular reference is giving you a headache and you have to do it manually. Okay, so once you unlink it, you can change that particular one and then save it and then submit the work. Okay, maybe there's some
Okay.
particular strange thing happening in your Mendeley or Zotero and it's causing confusion. So let's say that this particular name, maybe I have to use a French alphabet for it. Let's say this particular A. Okay, even though you can put it in, but maybe for some weird reason, your 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 reference manager is not able to pick it up. So you'd make that change manually here and then save it, and then it's good to go. Okay, but remember, when you come back again onto this document, it's done. Unless you come and do another insert bibliography again. It says you must insert a citation before. It means that whatever you did in that document, you have to do it all over again, right? So you can do this as a final stage when you are sure that you are submitting it. But before you had done that step, you can make a copy so that you have that. So that's for unlinking citations. Maybe for some reason you want to do this in your thesis or something, you need to make it non-active. So you make it like that. Okay. There was a question, I think.
Yes, I wanted to ask another question.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, so you've written and you have a line numbering.
Yes, line
Where
number.
do you get a line numbering from here?
So line number is under references, or no, layout, sorry. So just under the breaks, you have line numbering, and then you choose which one you want under layout. So if continuous.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
So yes. Okay. Any other question, you can type it.
But
Yes.
it means that the reverse does not hold, so you'd always have to copy paste before you. I'm talking about the unlink.
Yes, you can't go
Yeah.
back. Once you do it, it's like
Okay.
irreversible reaction. You can't go back.
Oh,
So
okay.
before you do that, you are sure that everything is set, okay?
Mm,
And then you make a copy of that file, then you unlink in the copy so that you have the
okay.
original file. Yes.
Other copy which is linked. Okay, thank you.
Yes, the one that is linked and then the one that is unlinked. Because sometimes, let's say you've done all the insights, you've done everything, you are ready to go, but you realize, okay, there's one particular reference I need to add, right? And once you add it, then everything has changed again. So yeah, there are practical instances. I don't want to say it on camera. There are practical instances where you need to link and then make some adjustment and then you can submit the work, right? So yes, but I can't say it since I'm recording. Okay, but yes, it has its own practical applications. Should we manually be numbering our headings or use the heading buttons to number them automatically? More automation, the better. And I've showed you both the manual and then the automated. They are all in our previous lesson. So the more automated it is, the better. You can use the default ones that are here, the home tab here under styles, or in our previous class I mentioned you can also use this one, the one at the list side. Yeah, but if you feel you have time, you want to also manually do it, that's fine. That's fine. Make sure that it's done well. But the more automated, the better. Okay, so let's look at the one I put in the WeChat group. And let's say this is our school. We all want to graduate. Okay, let's all imagine we are PhD students. We are coming to write our thesis. This is the template given to us by the school. Okay, so what do we do? Right, we are trying to look at some of the things that we've learned and then make it into practice. So it's a 31-page document, but we'll try and replicate it as much as possible. I used the automated one, but wasn't continuous. So the automated one, so there are two types. Okay, if you use this one, it's not automatic. It doesn't, if you use the list one, that's the one that updates automatically. Maybe I didn't answer your question well, but if you go here, you have to always click it and then it will pick it up from what you click or you type. You have to start. But if you use the one under the current list and all that, this side, then it will automatically update for you because it has even been done up to 7 or 8 or 9 levels. So here, if you want real automation, you can come here. But here is like semi-automated and there's the manual one. Okay. All right. So since I'm doing it alone, I'll talk to myself and run quickly as much as possible.
No,
No, no, I
I'm
choose to
sorry,
believe
but
I'm alone. I choose to believe
I'm
I'm
sorry, but
alone.
with
Yes.
with the headings, I was using the heading to automatically number them. But when I went to a different, like a section which was 1.1, so it
Mhm.
continued it with 1.1, 1.12. So I went to 1.2, and then instead of it continuing from 1.21, it was still 1.1 continuing from that first section. So it wasn't so continuous. That was why I was asking.
Can you share your screen so we share the experience?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Well,
let me stop sharing. Mm.
so I listed it.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
it continued with it.
you have
Yeah.
1.1.3. Is that the okay, 1 point? Which one is your last numbering?
1.13.
1.13.
1.1.3.
1.1.3. So if you just put your cursor after that, before the text, put your cursor after that, as in after the models.
This.
No, at the end of the statement of
Okay.
the title. Yeah. That's after the models, and then you press enter and let's see what happens. After the word models.
Okay. What should I?
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you are using You are using this one or you are using the one under the paragraphs? Which one are you using?
So
How
I
did you
want
do
to
the
continue
heading?
with this. I
Okay, so
edited, I
now
modified this.
you modified it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For this particular system, that's where you are now. You need to start typing and then it will pick it up from what you are typing. But if you use the one under the paragraph system, not under styles, the one under paragraph system, paragraphs up there, then it will automatically update for you. Yes, this one. Not this one, the next one. The next one. The next one by it. The one A, no, not this tab. There's the one you selected right now to your right. No, close everything here. You are not using this one. Yes. Yes.
And then,
This one, yes. The multi-level one, yes. If you use this one, then it will quickly update for you. But if you use the star approach, you have to start typing 1 point something, then it will pick it up for you. Do you understand?
okay. So I would have to do that from the beginning.
Yes, you start from the beginning, then you continue from there. But if you are
Okay.
using this one, then you have to tell it is 1.3 and then it will, but it doesn't automatically update like that unless you are using multi-level.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Okay, Abigail, your hand is up.
Yeah, yes, thank you so much.
Hmm.
Please, I want to ask if I have maybe an image or a graph, but the legend is written in Chinese. I want to change it. Where the legend is, I cannot crop it, so I need to cover. And I use maybe the rectangular shape or the text box to cover it. And how do I group it or link it so that in case the shape of the image is changed or is shifted, it doesn't? Yes, thank you.
It doesn't. Okay, so that one you can use PowerPoint, so which will be maybe in our next. We will look at that, how to group it in PowerPoint. So you can group it in PowerPoint, save it as a figure, and then now import it into your Word document.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
so anybody who gets access to it, no matter how they change it, it will still be just as you want to present it to us. Okay. All right. So let's try and finish our PhD thesis today. Okay, so we have this Shuejiao how, right? The number of the school. So every school has their own number. It's for the school, not the department. So we can copy this one here and it's a bit centered. So what do we do? How do we center this?
Please, you are not sharing your screen.
Oh, sorry. Forgot I'll stop sharing. All right. Okay, so I've split my screen into two parts. Hopefully now you can see. So this is the school's number. Any school in China have their own number. So this is the number of 10036. I think for those who applied with CSE, you will know this number. Okay. Then now we have this image here, right? Let's say that we didn't have everything together. So what you can do is if you had the logo of the school, you can insert it there or put it in PowerPoint and then merge it with this one, but that's long process. So let's say we have this, so we've copied it here. We also have this here. Then we have a PhD thesis here also. So I'm just copying and pasting so far. Then we have title of your dissertation, doctoral dissertation. I want to change that one. Oh, so when I copied, everything is gone. Yes, it's intentional so that we follow the rules. It says title format requirement. Font is Times New Roman 22 points. It must be bold. Paragraph format is 0 line before and after the paragraph. 1.5 times spacing. Alignment is centered. Okay, so let's see. I'll go to my home. Font. Font is Times New Roman 22 points. Okay, so this is 22 points. Is it bolded? Yes, Control B. Control B. That will bold for me. And it says that 1.5 and then it's centered. Okay, so what's the title of our thesis? Anyone? There are no lines, please. Anyone should give us the title of our new thesis that we are finishing today. Thesis title. You can type it in the chat box. I'll copy and paste. Okay, no problem. It says that paragraph format is 0 line before and after paragraph. 0 line before and after paragraph. So if you can see here, we have spacing. Okay, it says that before and after is 0. Okay, you can also do it here since it says that 1.5, so we have 1.5 also here. And then it says that add space before. No, we are not adding space. So it says 0, 0. So we go back to where we were before, which was here. And then you make sure that everything is 0. Okay, enter. Okay, so I've done that. Before and after should be 0. That was the requirement given to us. So Gifty has given us a very nice long title. It's nice and long. So put it there. Okay, so let's remember how we paste. We don't paste from wherever you're coming from. So according to Gifty's formatting, if I paste it, Control V, I get that whole thing. It is spoiling all my formatting again. So I'll not paste with source formatting, but I'll paste it with the formatting that is within my document. Okay, so this is and it must be centered. Hopefully there are no questions. Impact of machine learning. Okay, so that one can be subtopic or our new, when we do another one. Okay, so we are done with our title. Hopefully there's no question. Okay, then it says your name, your student ID, your major, and your supervisor. Okay, so I can copy all that and then put it here. My name is Bruce. Your full name, depending on your faculty. Some insist that everything should be in capital letter, but well, I advise everything should be in capital letter before someone mistakenly spells your name, because from where some of us come from, our names are too long. Student's ID 2026. Okay, so you are graduating in 2026, so it's 2022 if it's a PhD, and maybe 000001. This is my index number. Your school not as in the university name, but maybe School of Computer Science. And there's one you do in Chinese and there's one you do in English, so you can take note. I don't know which one this one is. My formatting is so bad. Your major, my major is artificial intelligence. Do we have a major like that even in China? Anyway, intelligence. Your supervisor is Professor, popular names in China, Li and Wang. Okay, so we have this as my, yes, there is. Okay, okay, all right. So now how do we format this? Let's go and see what they said. It says that the format requirements, font is Samsung and Times New Roman, 16 points. So you can either use Samsung that Samsung is for the Chinese characters, and then the English ones are the Times New Roman, 16, and it's bolded. Okay, so let's see if mine is 16. Yeah, it's already 60. So I copied and pasted the same format. Okay, so if it's not, you just change it. And then it says that 0 line before and 10 points after the paragraph. So 0 line before. So you go back to your layout. It says that 0 line before, you can see 0 here. And then it says 10 points after. So 10 points after. Okay, so I think I should format this thing well so that, yes. So let me make it look a bit nice. Okay, so the student number. Okay, then I choose, is it centered? I don't know, but for now, I think centered will make it a bit cool. Okay, let's see if it's true, if the school actually asked us to center it. So it says 1.5 times spacing. Okay, first line indent, 6 characters. First line, the 6 characters. What does this mean? Can anyone explain it to us? Anyone have an idea? So your normal tab, if you click on your tab, it's I think 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's test it and see. And then let's do one that has, no, let me do it here. Okay, so this is the beginning of my work, and I do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I move on to the next line where I have not 1, 2, 3, but I use the tab. It's not the same line. So I think it's 6, right? Yes, I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6, right? So the normal tab is 6 characters, the normal default character. So if you click tab, it gives you that. So that indent is 1 tab. So if you use tab for it, it's okay. Or you can click space bar 6 times. Okay, representing 6 characters. And if you have your paragraph on, it will tell you that yes, you have actually done 6 characters. Okay, so it's saying that any indent that we do should be 6 characters. So let's see if this really is 6. I don't think it's 6. It's more than 6. So let me obey the rules. Tab. Okay. Tab. Okay. Tab. Tab. Okay. So this is what they are looking for. Any questions so far? Even though I'm doing it alone. Any questions so far? Okay, the last thing is to check if my font spacing is 1.5. Yeah, and I make it 1.5. Any questions so far? Or if you are doing it centered. I don't know if they asked for centered, so let me be sure if it's centered before. They didn't state centered. Okay. But ideally, for something like this, I would rather do a table, like put the text inside the table. So everything looks very nice. Because this one, it looks like you are doing things that you can't see where what is. Yes. You are imagining things. Yes. Okay. There's a question. Can you please go by the 6 characters? Okay. Going over. 6 characters meaning that with this your finger, press on the space bar 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if your paragraph sign is on, you see that there are 6 dots showing on your screen. If it's not on, you will not see anything. You just see your cursor moving. So this is 6 characters because when you type A, B, C characters. Right? Because maybe it's too big. So let me use. Yeah, it's supposed to fill that 6 characters. So within that same line, what you are, okay, so 6 characters is actually this, not what I did. So looking at the tab, where can I push the button so that it goes to the end of this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's actually 14 space bar. That is 6 characters. Okay, so everything I've done here should move a little bit further. Maybe 2 tabs, I think. Yes, 2 tabs. Yes, so 6 characters is 13 space bars or 2 tabs on your keyboard. Hope that's clear. So they said the spacing or the indent you make for this particular side should be 6 characters. So with 6 characters should be able to fill this side that we have moved as our space. Okay, hopefully that worked for everyone as well. Okay, now we are done with our, what's happening? Okay, we are done with this part of the work, and it says that put a date there and then the school also there. So let me put the date and the school, the dates and the school, dates and school. I don't want to use the same format, so I'll paste it as text. And then font requirement Times New Roman 16, bold paragraph format 0 before line and after the line, 1.5 alignment centered, 0 before and after. So I'll go highlight the date and this, go to 0 before, which is under layout. 0 before and after, it's already 0 before and after. If it was not 0 before and after, just change it to 0 before and after, and you are good to go. I want to put everything on the same page, so this is what I have. Is everything bolded like this? Well, they didn't specify that much, so I think this is what we have. Any questions so far? Question. It's very clear. First page of the thesis. Question. Oh, we are in 2026. Let's change the date. 2026. True. Question. No question. Please confirm so I can move on. Okay. Title of your doctoral dissertation again. Another sheet. Okay. So we have 2020. First, it was 22. Okay. Still 22 on the second page. And then we have bolded paragraph format is 0 before and after the 1.5 spacing centered. I think everything is 1.5. So let me just do that and keep my formats throughout. So I'll just highlight everything and make sure everything is 1.5. Okay, throughout the document, make sure you're 1.5. Okay, no question. Okay. Title of the doctoral. So let's use the second title that was given to us by Dr. Mawili. Impact. But please, in your own thesis, you should have one title. Okay. So next page also has the same thing. Okay. Shanxi province. Wow. Are we in the same province? Anyway. So impact of machine learning. It's bolded, it's Times New Roman 22. Bolded Times New Roman, not Sigoi 22. Yes, 22. Is it centered? Centered, yes, 1.5, 1.5. Before and after, go to layout. Layout. Yeah, it's 0, 0. Okay, good. Yeah. Content format requirement. Font is Times New Roman 16. Bold, paragraph. Okay. So generally it's 16 or what? All right, no problem. I'm thinking they mean this one or something else. Doctor of Management. Okay. It's managing all the things for us. it should be 16. Okay. Font style is 16. Okay. School of Government, all of this alignment, centered, case supervisor name, Beijing, China. Okay, let me paste all this. By, yes, my name, student number, I put it there, supervisor name, everything is within that font. Let me skip that. Okay, then we hit the first major thing, which is section break. And I'm sure all of us know what section break is. So you go to layout, go to breaks, and it says next page. Okay, that's what it said. All right, and it says format requirement 16 again, 0 before and after. I've already shown how to do that. Declaration, okay. So on this new line, declaration is here. Okay, what are the requirements? Times New Roman 1.5, okay. And it's 16, bolded, 0 before and after, 16. Bolded, 0 before and after. Okay, so here is not like that. It's 0 before and after. So I've corrected that. And then, oops, centered, that's already done. 1.5, just to check, I do it again. 1.5, 1.5. Good, it's 1.5. And then I move on to, where is the title coming from again? Okay, declaration is the title. Okay, so we've done that. Now the text. This. Promise that I didn't copy any ChatGPT and everything here is by me and by my supervisor, which is not true, but anyway. Okay, so I intentionally messed up the formatting. So let's see what it said. It's saying that 12 line before justify, first line indent is 2 inch. Or what? Was it 2 character? This whole character thing. I think it's 2 character, or if it's inch that they misspelled it wrong. So 2 characters. So what do we do? Anyone? It's saying that this should be times New Roman 12. It is. But the first index should be 2 characters. So let's check if it's here is 2 characters. So 2 characters would be like AB. And AB is there. So I can now delete it and imagine where it is. Anyway, so hopefully it should be something like this. Maybe. Okay. If I want to outsmart it, I'll do it like this. Yes.
Think
So I think it's times 2 of it. Yes. Someone mentioned
oh,
my name.
oh, I said I think it's 4 spacing.
Yeah, for spacing. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. So this, declare that this, blah, blah, blah. Everything is 1.5. So I'm checking quickly. Then I look at the way they did it and then try and copy them. Artist signature will be there. That one is not indented. Okay, so this one I don't think it's, yes. So something like this, you put your name there. Copyright. Copyright also has same thing. The title has like declaration, same, but the writing is Times New Roman 12. So at least we can all change the font style and the font size. 0 before and after, go to layout, you can do that. First line, there's 2 characters. Okay, everything there, all right, reserve. If there's something new I see, I'll do. But if it's the same thing I've already done. Okay, here is written clearly 2 characters. 2 spacing for 2 characters. Not 4. Ernest, I'm not sure about this. So if someone is very clear on this, you can let us know. Because when we write 2 characters like this, it seems like 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it's 2 or 4, you can let us know. NS is saying two characters for two spaces for two characters, but from what I'm seeing, it's four. Well, you can check with your school. Notes. The abstract is a concise summary of your entire dissertation between 100 to 500 words. This is where the confusion comes. Is it Chinese words, English words? Is it characters they meant that was translated to words? This one you have to check with the school. Okay. And then my question is, Ernest is saying two spacing for two characters, but you and I have agreed that it's four, so I'm not sure about that. Okay, key find is everything here. We can copy and paste it as it is so that we can move on. But something that we didn't see, which is page numbers. Here, the page number is starting from copyright. Is that right? Me reading the comments is not helping me. Let me stop. It's distracting me.
Yes.
Yes. Copyright with I. Is it correct?
Is that I or one? I don't know. Is that
This
I?
one is
I
I.
think it's I.
Yes, but from what we know, this is not right. Okay, we should start numbering from the abstract, not copyright. You start numbering from the abstract. Do you guys remember? We
Yes,
start
please.
numbering from
Yes.
the abstract. Anything else before is not number. Copyright, we don't care. We just need the abstract and then we start numbering from there. Good. So just something I wanted to also highlight. Okay. So all right, we said, okay, no problem. There's nothing new here. First line indent for each paragraph. This is something new. Maybe I should just demonstrate. First line indent for each paragraph. So even in the paragraph, there are different types of, there's the hanging one, there's this one. So let me try and demonstrate that one for those who may not know it. Okay, so I have a body of text. Let me just copy this here. And then now I want to paste this. This is the normal style, right? But now it's saying first hanging. There are also other types of paragraphing systems, right? So you go to, usually I know where to go, but I don't know the name of the tab. So let me check first. It should be under where paragraph is, not paragraph spacing, but is it layout? No. Oops, just give me. No, not view also. Where is that thing hanging in? Home. Okay. Let's see. Home. This one. Increase indent, decrease indent. No, there's another place. Okay. Increase indent may work for if I do it for this side, but it affects everything. Anyone can help me. I've forgotten where it is. No, not here. Wow. Let me check it again. It says what? First line indent for each paragraph. Well, I
I
can do
think
that by myself, but there is a place. Okay.
right when you right click, there is a
Mm-hmm.
paragraph that will show. Then you choose the number. You
Good,
do
good,
the
good, good. Good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. So it says that, okay, let me repeat it. So I right click, I see paragraph here, but that should have shown another paragraph. Anyway, so indent and spacing, line, pages and breaks, Asian typography, is still here. And then it says that alignment, no. Okay, let me go back to the document. What is it saying? First line indents for each paragraph. Okay, so you can use the tab one. That's one way. Just click on the tab and then it will give you the first line indenting. Okay. Or you can also pull the you can also pull the ruler at the top. That's another way. But let's use the more modernized way. Oh yes. Paragraph. Yes. Yes. It's supposed to be here. So it's actually the same thing when you click at the arrow there. Yes. So it says first line indent, not this one. Outline level. No. First line indent. Please, can anyone help me? Where can I find first line indent? No. No. Yes, under special. Wow. Think I'm going old. Under special, you see first line and then you see hanging. So let's do both of them and then see what happens. So if you can see even the preview, it gives you that indent under special. Okay. And then you can click that and then it gives you that. Why? Undo. Okay, I'll come back to the formatting later. This is one way.
Yeah,
Let's
hello, Doc.
yes.
So in a similar way, that place you can also use under special. You can just type beside it 2CH after you
Okay,
have
okay.
highlighted it.
All right. Great, great. So after I do special first line,
No, yes, you go to 2CH. You know, do the first line.
okay. I should keep it none
Yes.
and right here 2CH.
Yes, please.
Okay, okay, okay. This is something you have also learned. Thank you very much. So I
Yeah.
can put that there. All right. Okay. Nice. Now let's try the hanging one. The hanging would be still under paragraph. So the hanging, how do I do it if I'm supposed to use characters? If I don't want to activate this. So we also learned that, or maybe there's no way for that. So I can choose hanging and let's see. Hanging by 0.5 inches or hanging by 0.6. Let's keep it at 0.5. Let's see. Okay, so hanging and the first one being first line indent. Hanging, usually you do it with references. And then for some abstracts, that's if you have the abstract and then you break the abstract into methodology conclusion, even under the abstract, you can use this approach as well. Okay. Special. Okay, thank you very much. So that's something new I wanted to also address. I think we can go through everything, nothing new, the normal things, bold, 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 bold. And then we have the Chinese abstract here, which is quite weird because usually the Chinese one comes first and then the English one comes after. But it's okay. This is the format for the school. So we just go with it. And here it says that Simpson 16 bold, 0 line before and after. So it's just about the Simpson. It must be the direct translation of the English version of the abstract. Okay. Direct translation. Okay. So we have another page break here.
So
Okay,
that
so
portion, do we have experts who does the translation? Oh,
usually someone within your group should help you. Someone within your group.
yeah,
If you give it to a lay Chinese man or any Chinese friend you have, they may translate it using normal Chinese words, but every field has its own technical words, right? So advisably, someone within your field who is Chinese should handle this part for you. But these
yes,
days,
a
ChatGPT
friend.
is doing well. Yeah.
Okay, because a friend
Mm.
did that and he has been failed for that. Give it to a Chinese PhD of student of his who also offering the same course, but whatever he translated when he went for
He
external
still had
examination and came
problems.
back, yes, he said no, that is not the translation. So that's why I asked that
But
question.
but he has a supervisor who saw that work. He should have anyway. But
Exactly.
your supervisor has been in the field. He's Chinese and he knows the technical words. So this one is not the fault of the PhD. Even if he's postdoc, you can't blame him. The supervisor is held accountable for, he has signed that document, so he's held accountable for that. But anyway, sometimes they don't
Funny
really
enough,
care about it. Mm,
yeah, funny enough, when he came, the supervisor was rather blaming him that he
yes,
didn't do a diligent
he
work.
didn't do a good job. So, well, let's not push the blame, because sometimes even if let's say it's English, right? And then you are reading someone's work. And for example, maybe you are not so versed in the field, right? Even though we are in the same field, I've done science all my life, but if someone comes from, let's say, biotechnology and starts to give me their heavy terminologies, I can correct the work, but I will not correct it like a biotechnologist, right? So it's English. I'm a science student, but I may not be able to correct it well. Yes, we are in the same lab, but we are not doing the same topic. So maybe the terminologies you are using in your thesis, I've never even heard it before, but we are in the same lab because the topic is entirely different. That's if you are in a very big lab, you see so many people doing different things. But yeah, some of these things, it happens. Petty things can cause failure. So as much as possible, connect with the Chinese people and then do multiple checks. If one person says it's okay, give it to another person and then yeah. But um, I don't think there's any other solution unless someone has a suggestion of how we can overcome this particular part of the work. Even if you give it to the one who taught you HSK3, HSK4, it will may still go under failure because the person is not privy to what you are doing, right? So there are some technical Chinese words, and of course, our thinking also affects the way we write. Okay, so maybe the reviewer saw that this is too basic, or maybe it's not clear and all that. But yeah, I don't have a solution to that because for me, I wrote mine with ChatGPT and I gave it to a Chinese person. He said it's okay. And my supervisor has signed it. So I don't expect that some of these issues would come up in my case, right? Yeah, so let's move on.
And then
Anyway,
we'll
so
go with
let's
that. I
let's
think then we'll go with
come again.
we'll go with that. The
Yeah, yeah, or you can
ChatGPT.
try DeepSeek. If ChatGPT talks and you don't understand, you can try DeepSeek because DeepSeek is more tailored to the Chinese system. So maybe DeepSeek will give you a more um, Chinese way of writing than others. Yes. So the numbering is still going on. Table of contents, we've already discussed this. There's nothing new here. Should be generated automatically, no problem. We can all do that, right? Hopefully, I believe so. And then everyone here can do this. So let's skip it. Then list of tables, we also discussed this in our last class. Nothing here that is so new. Page break, we can do page break. We can do section break. We can do next section break. Nothing here is new. Alignment, 12 points. Okay. 0 before and after, we know where to go. Provide the full form. Okay, so I want to highlight something about abbreviations. There was this heated debate recently in my lab that abbreviations should be in a table or not be in a table. Please, which one do you guys think is the best? Abbreviations in a thesis should be in a table or it should not be in a table. That's the list of abbreviations. What do you guys think? Should we
I
put it
think
in a table?
aesthetically, if you go with a
Mhm.
table, it will make it look nice. But
Okay,
I think
aesthetically.
it depends on preference.
Yes, okay. So any other person? Well, I think some of these things they are just unnecessary debates. It should be in a table. Okay. Yeah, yeah. It's just some reviewers who want to just sometimes disturb you. Well, but if that's what they want, please put it there, even if it doesn't look nice to you, so you can graduate. Okay. Yes, two characters. Notes are here. So I'm not so confident about the character thing. So I will check it and then maybe get back to you. But well, whether it's two or two times two, we'll check. I'll check that and get back to you. Yes, so we are still writing Chapter title format, numbers should be generated automatically. Font times, I think this one we cannot do this. Title and subtitle, introduction, requirements, use heading 2. Wow. Am I seeing right? Okay. Chapter 1, introduction, requirements, using heading 2. The chapter in Times New Roman 14, bold. Chapter is heading 2. Oh, I'm not reading right. No, this should not be. Or anyone disagrees with me. I think it should be heading 1. Well, this is the format of the school. So chapter 1, introduction should be heading 2, and they've given the formatting, so no problem. Let's just do as they want it to be. Yeah, heading 1. Okay, let's go back to the table of contents quickly and check if what they are saying here is consistent with their own generated table. So as we can all see here, chapter 1 introduction is heading 1. And so I don't know what they mean by what they were saying down here. Maybe it's just a typo. It's a typo. I believe it's a typo. I'm trying to convince myself it's a typo. But anyway, whatever heading system it is, it's 14 points, 1.5. Requirement is Times New Roman, before and after, nothing new here. Section, you should use heading 3. But heading 3 and you are using 1.1. This is totally wrong. Okay. Subsection, heading 4. I would challenge this if I were in that school, but anyway. I think they are misnumbering, or maybe something is going on here. Well, this should be heading 3 and not heading 4, and this should be heading 2 and not heading 3. Okay. Because their table of contents validates what I'm saying. And here also the same mistake. Okay. So in the Chinese system, as we may know, you have different types of defense before you graduate. A typical one may be that you have the opening report, then you have the how do you call the other one? Midterm examination and whatever names they call it. Then you have preliminary, and then you have the final defense. Standard 4. If in your school there's more or less, then congratulations to you. Yes, but in the beginning, usually you have some of these basic introduction kind of headers. So under introduction, there are things like background. They give you all these things, right? But one advice I'll give you, especially with your final thesis, is that you should not strictly follow what the template is giving you, but strictly follow what the other templates that have passed to the system is telling you. Okay. So in the normal Chinese system, we have 1.1 being the background. Okay. Final thesis. This is final thesis. It's quite different from the opening report write-up. The opening report write-up has its own template. So 1.1 is the background. 1.2 is literature review. You are merging it with the introduction. Then 1.3, you have, forgotten. 1.4, and then you are done. It's like 5, you are done. Then you go to 2. 2 is methods and methodology, right? Then you do 2.1, 2.2 again. Yes, this is quite different from what I used to write as chapter 1 being everything about background, research question, focus, scope, limitations, expected research outcomes and all that. That was only chapter 1. And then chapter 2 is my literature review. This is one way I used to write before I entered this land. But so what I'm saying is, whatever you are used to, just try and adapt to the templates that are already there. Even this template is still wrong, even though it's coming from the school. So I'll say that pick one that may be a senior before, even if it's in Chinese. Look at how they are numbering it. Okay, and then just adapt to that. Then you have less headaches at the final corrections. But things like this, like I saw one like here. Chapter 2 being a separate chapter, it doesn't hold in some places, especially at the final stage. If you do this, they'll tell you, no, put it together. Okay, so literature review should be 1.2. Well, depends on the field, depends on the university, depends on the supervisor, depends on who is going to review your work at the blind review stage. This can work for the initial stages, but at the final stages, try and adapt to what has already succeeded, and then you can also succeed. Unless there's a whole new change in how the formatting should be. And then in some schools, there are some slight differences between a Chinese requirement and a foreigner's requirement. But at the end of the day, it's still a Chinese going to review your work. So the more Chinese, the better. That's the advice I'll give you. Okay, so literature review, that's if it's a separate chapter, and it must be a separate chapter in your final, then you can go according to what is here. Domestic and foreign research status. Someone asked me, domestic, do you mean Ghana or China? Yes. Domestic meaning that domestic, where you are at the moment, locally, right? Not from Ghana. And then foreign meaning international. But if you don't want trouble, you can also just review the literature across board globally. There's nothing new here in this document that we've not addressed today or before. Chapter 3, analytical framework, empirical reviews. Okay, so I'm just trying to run through because time is up. I think for formatting wise, we are done with this document. There's nothing new here. Okay, tables. Tables, fonts requirement, Times New Roman, nothing new. You need to provide a source in the table. Okay, so let's say I want to do source of the table. Yesterday we talked about one way we can do the source. Who can remember? Nobody. Footnote, yes, thank you very much, Gift. Yes, you can explore the footnote option to make your work look more professional. Okay, yes, fonts requirements for images. Okay, let me say this before I forget. Images. What is the best type of format to save an image and why? I want to say this before we go to PowerPoint so that when I'm saving in that format, you not ask me why I'm saving it. I want to explain it now. Does anyone know? In our academic circle, you can save it in your JPEG and all that. So I've disqualified JPEG already. I disqualified JPEG already and it's in the chat box. No, JPEG, no, no. Academic circle, no, not JPEG. JPEG is not a good option. PNG, I may consider it 30%, not PNG. And I'll demonstrate it live in PowerPoint. It's very visible in PowerPoint why I'm saying all this. TIFF. Wow. Thank you, Ima. Yes, TIFF is one better way of saving. Let me say better way. Okay, let me not discourage you. Better way of saving your images. Okay. The reason being that it helps you, it helps everybody else along the line of publishing. Okay, TIFF is better. Sometimes .eps is also good. If you are restricted, then you make sure that your PNG is of high quality, 300, 600 DPI and all that. Okay, but TIF, FF is better. And I'll say, let's all adapt that. Okay, or .eps. It's much better for us as academicians. Okay, formulas, we all know how to do equations. Today we're going to talk about that. Discussion, nothing new here as well. Page breaks, we know how to do it. Yeah, so thankfully, references, Yes, so the issue about references also, if you are in this land, there is a type of references you use for your thesis, okay, which is the Chinese, what's the name of that one? Okay, I thought someone was telling us. Who knows the name of the Chinese thesis referencing style? Okay, so I've been noted to close early. Okay, all right. Let's end on that note. Thesis referencing style. What's the name of it? Quickly, so that we can close. You can use your APAs, your MLAs, but more advisably, if you are writing a thesis in this land, there is a standard. Anyone knows? Let me stop
Doc.
sharing. Anyone knows that there
Yeah,
is a
Doc.
form?
I
Yes.
think, Doc.
Mm.
Yeah, the name is Chinese STD.
Chinese STD.
Yes.
Hey, this is the first time I'm
GB.
hearing it.
Yeah,
Okay.
GBT
Yeah, it's some
7714.
GB, yes. So GB, that's true. That's the name. So let me share
GBT.
my screen. Yeah,
Yeah.
GBT, that's that one, yes. So let me share my screen. If you go to your Zotero, so let's quickly do this so we can end the class. It has a very long name, so yes, you don't need to keep it in mind. So go to references, Zotero, sorry, and then you go to document preferences, right? If you don't have it before, you can add it under manage style, then you look for it, but I have it here. So you see China National Standard GB 2005 and 2015. You can use the 2015 one. In Zotero, you may not find it in English, so maybe you can inbox me and I'll show you how to customize so that it doesn't give it to you in Chinese. All right, so we'll end today's class, and that ends the class for Microsoft Word. We'll look at Microsoft PowerPoint in our next class. Thank you very much for silently joining me in this section as well. All right, have a nice night, and then we'll see
We're
you
not
in our
silent.
next class.
We're not silent. Good. Prof.
Thank
Oh,
you, good teacher.
okay.
Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Thank
You're
you
Thank
welcome.
you.
so